What's up, YouTube? Back again with another video. This time around, I'll be showing you guys a deck that's new to the channel, which is my Phantom Knight deck, or PK deck, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so I've been like having a lot of fun with this, like putting it together. Like it's like it's a new play style for me. Like that's for sure. Like I'm used to playing like Shadal or Prank Kids or just more like pure Burning Abyss or DDD, right? But this deck is like very straightforward. You like banish everything from your grave. Build up your resources, stuff like that. You combo. The deck is like very fun, but it could also be very competitive, just because it could put up a lot of interruptions against your opponent. For sure, the deck would be better if I had Dragoon, because then you have a Dragoon with a bunch of other things. But yeah, so like without Dragoon, the deck is very powerful. Like it could put up boards. It's a threat. Um, and then I would like to give a couple shout outs. Shout out to the Burning Abyss page on Facebook. Sure, this is Phantom Knight, but we all help each other out. It's like a PKBA community. Check it out if you want. And then shout out to my boy Melvin once again for making a real cool thumbnail. I love the idea of the Fat Knights coming out of like the graveyards and stuff, because that's kind of what they are. Their goal is just taking over like bodies of armor and stuff. But yeah, shout out to him. You can check out my description for his the link to his Instagram if you want to hit him up for any commissions or whatever you'd like to ask him for. But yeah, so let's get started. So it's a 40 card main deck. If I was playing Dragoon, I'd probably play a higher count so I don't draw the bricks. But yeah, so let's get started. So starting off, the Phantom Knight lineup, I think it's very standard. But yeah, so like the one Greaves, the one Gloves. The 1-in-1's perfect because Greaves, let's say you already drew Boots for your opening hand. You could just search this out and it's your extender for like level 4, rank 4 axes. Or level 3 if anything. And then I play the one Gloves. Like you search this out when you need it. Or like if you draw this for your starter, you can just let it chill in your graveyard. But one is fine. I've seen people play 2 of it. More power to them. I just like the 1 of. And then I play 2 Itching Cloak. I feel like 2 is actually a really good number. I've seen people play 1 and they did well as well. Just because like you recur him back, so I understand like the idea behind it. But I like the 2 because if you draw it as a normal, it's not bad because you normal this with an extender and you have combo. I've tried 3 of this. I also like 3, but then like if I draw 2 of it, I'm just like kind of iffy about it. So I'm trying to 2 for now, and I actually really like it. And then like I feel like the MVP of the deck, the Torrent Scales. This is a for sure 3 of. This card is amazing. It generates so much advantage. Like if you draw this for your normal summon, you can ditch whatever you want, and then you send whatever you need, like the grave, like another Phantom Knight. So it's really good. And then the other 3 of, which is the Boots. Your extender helps search out your trap. It's a really good card. That's it for the Phantom Knight lineup. Like I said, it's pretty standard. For the small BA package I play, it's the 1 of each. So 1 Seer, 1 Libic, and 1 Graph. This ratio is perfect because if you draw either of these, you could just Libic them out. And then yeah, you don't have to really worry about bricks, because I've tried 2 and 2 of Graph and Seer. I don't like it. Like the hands were too clunky. And just playing 1 and 1 of each isn't good either, because, like I said, if you draw either of them, your combo gets kind of screwed. So that's why Libic comes in clutch. And I guess to go with these 3 guys, I play the 3 Tour Guides. Card's amazing. It's like a 1 card full combo. This card's nutty. If you draw this with an extender, it's like a GG. It's really good. And then now for the extenders, I play 1 Tracker, 1 Wheel Leader, 1 Tsuchinoko, 1 Jackalope, 1 Sea Archiver, and then 2 Kagamucha Knights. So I like all the extenders like as 1 ofs, except this guy. So 1 and 1 is perfect because they're once per turn. So you like I've seen people play like 2 and 2, and I don't really like it. I see that they're playing Emergency Teleport, but I just don't like it because they're once per turn. So you draw multiples in your hand, you're kind of screwed. The dangers there at 1 of, so you just play them. And I like the 1 CR cover because any more than 1 is just like a dead. You just use it for the beginning, and that's about it. And then 2 Kagamucha Knight is amazing. I wanted to play 3, but I tried it, and it could get too clunky because if you draw 2 of this in your opening hand, it's like 1's dead. But yeah, I like this because it helps chain block the Tour Guide. So you first got to play this. But I do play the Rhoda. So I technically play 3, so it's not bad. Trying to think what's another good extender. Like another extenders you could play is if you play more BA monsters, that could work. You could also play Edge and Sabers, but that requires like setup and grave. Like that's why I prefer the C Archiver. I used to try out the Edge Imp and Archiver, and I just prefer this so much better because if you draw Edge Imp, it's kind of dead. But if you do want to play Edge Imp, you could try playing Phoenix Rhino Warrior in the deck. It does work. I've tried it before. If you open up your Rhino Warrior as your starter, and you draw an extender, you could do that route. But I just feel that this version of the deck is a lot more efficient. And then I actually play hand traps, so I play 3 Ash and 3 Droll. This is what I decided to go with, just because Ash is very generic. You could deal with a lot of the monster effects already, so the Ash is just to stop like spells or whatever that help your opponent gain advantage, and then Droll is the ultimate like no to your opponent. Like, oh, you search once, Droll, you can't do anything else for the rest of the turn. So like this card paired along with like all the the monster negates or monster bouncing or whatever, it's really good. And then I also train to beer the deck. You could do it if you want, but I decided to just go with Droll just because it's a lot more diverse to an extent. But yeah. And then for the spells, I play a little bit more spells than some PK players, but I like it. So I play 1 Called By, 1 Foolish, and 1 Rhoda. These ones are amazing. Called By is like literally like the third or fourth Kagamucha, however you want to look at it. Foolish is Foolish, and then Rhoda helps search out your pieces and stuff, so it's really good. And then I play 2 Cosmic Cyclone. Decided to main deck these because they're like generally. Like, there's random cards you never know could hit you, especially at a local level. That's what kind of I made the deck for. This could come in clutch. Like, hitting, like, a random, like, Mystic Mine or, like, random Schism. Things like that. This card could just come in clutch. And then, the last 2 spells is Chalice. I played 2 of this. I don't have Droplets, so this is my Broke Boy Droplets. But yeah, this card comes in clutch. Like, randomly, you could just Chalice something you get to play. Like, I know, like, this card's really good against VFD or True King of All Calamities, however you want to call them. Just Chalices when they declare his effect in your Gucci. If they have 2 Calamities, you know, they're just too good, you know. That's why I was also thinking of trying out Dark Ruler No More. Sure, it doesn't stop Calamities, but if they hold on to the Calamities, like, instead of doing it at standby, you could just Dark Ruler them, but, like, that's just them playing bad. But yeah, if you have a Droplets, play Droplets instead of Chalice. But I just like Chalice for now. And also it's good because, like, let's say if you do enough disruptions and your opponent, like a Drytron player, they could try still whooping out the Vanity's Ruler. And then so if you draw this, you're fine. That's it for the spell lineup. I mentioned that I play a little bit more spells than some PK players. That's because I've noticed people play like 2 to 3 spells, and it's usually one of these. Or like Monster Reborn or something. But like these are just a little extra. I've seen like some the PK decks that do really well. They play like a bunch of spells, like 3 Droplet and some random other stuff. I like to get there one day, you know. But Droplets, I think, are 120 right now, and I ain't trying to drop that. And then for the last 4 cards in the deck is the Traps, which is the 3 Fogblade and the 1 Brigadine. I like Brigadine. I've seen people cut this, but I really like it because it's rank 4 Axis, and rank 4s are pretty good. And yeah. So, like, I was thinking of playing out the other Fanmite Trap, the Wings, because it's another extender. But I decided not to, just because, like, if you make enough disruptions or you make a decent enough board where your opponent, like, can't play through, you're potentially gaming them your next turn, you know? So, wasting a Fogblade to revive something isn't entirely bad. But, yeah. So, that's 40 card main deck. Now for the extra deck. Got my 1 token. For the Link 2s, I play Cherubini. Just 1. You could like literally after like turn 1, it's kind of dead. Don't get me wrong, still a very good card. It's your like the first card you go into every single time. Like, it helps just it's like a free Bardies pretty much. The 1 Masquerena, this is a card I usually end on. Make a disruption on my opponent's board, or opponent's side, I mean, or like a turn, whatever. Play 1 Nightmare Phoenix. This is actually a new addition to the deck. I wasn't playing this before, but then I decided it's like the same concept as the Cosmic Cyclones. It's like a random out to like a problem spar trap that it's hurting you, you know. So I like the idea, and also helps set up grave because you ditch a card, so it's not bad. And then I play the one Bardish. This Golder looks so good. I was playing the Ultra, but my Ultra looked really dark, and it looked like I didn't like how it looked. The gold just looks so nice. But yeah, the one Bardish because it's at one. I played the one Unicorn. This is what I go into off of the IP. Card's really good. It's a free spin, so really good. I play, or for the Link 4s, I play one Apollosa and then one Borosword. Apollosa is just good. It's another target you can make with IP, but so like depending on how, if you have a lot of resources, go for this, or you could just go for Unicorn to save resources. It's your call. And then I play the one Borosword just when I try going for game or try getting over like a big monster or something. For the Xyz, I play the one Dante still. The Dante could come in clutch just because it's a rank 3 that you could just detach right away. So if you want to immediately activate like a PK card or something, you just go this, detach, and you could do the effect in grave. But also it's a 2500 attacker, so it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Like especially if you want to make board presence or like damage. And if he dies, worst case scenario, you could just recycle your Cherub Beanie or your C or something. You keep the loop going, you know. But yeah. And then I play the one Levier. Turn 1 combo, card staple, it's amazing. And then I play the 2 Break Swords. Card's amazing. You gotta play 2 for sure, because the first one you make on your first turn. Like if you go first, you make it, so you pop itself with the Bardish, and then you make a free rank 4. That's the idea for the first one. The second one you make on your next turn when you try going for a game. And then I play one Nightmare, or for the rank 4s, yeah, one Nightmare, one Dweller, and one Raider's Knight. So these 2 you make turn 1, trying to lock your opponent out. Dweller is actually a new addition to the deck. I was originally playing, I think his name is Time Thief Redoer. I would make him with a trap, so you could. It's like another Unicorn. You just sponsor something back to your opponent's deck, and then Time Thief Redoer's effect was on the standby, you put the top card of your opponent's deck under him as material, and if it's like the ideal card you want to put underneath him is a spell. So when you do his effect, you can banish him to end phase, you spin one of their cards, and you draw a card. You could potentially draw a hand trap. So it was really good concept, but it was kind of up to luck, especially for the spell part. So I just cut him off for Dweller because Dweller is just so much better. Like it just shuts down players. It's like another like Droll, you know. If you Droll and Dweller somebody, it's like past turn. And then the last rank 4 is Raider's Knight. Play him so you could go into like the main like game guy, which is Arc Rebellion. Yeah. That's it for the extra deck. Now for the side deck has some like weird options, but you know, up to you. So I play 3 Nibiru just because I don't main deck him. I just side him. Card's still really good. 3 Lancia, another great card. This is like kind of equivalent to Droll. You just do this on somebody and it's like pass turn kind of thing. And then one of the weird cards I was mentioning is I played 2 Blizzard. So the idea with this was this deck loses to like Dark Ruler No More, Forbidden Droplets, and some random other spells that could pop up. This just helps protect your field. Like it negates the spell name on the field, so it's kind of like a called by, or that if they try activating the monster effect again on the field, it's negated. So Blizzard's good. Like you can just blank out a droplet or whatever, and then you're safe for that turn. You still have to worry about the spell the next turn, but if you could game him, it's whatever, you know. But yeah, if I don't like this, I might cut it out, but for the time being, I should really like the concept of this card. And then I side 2 Dark Ruler No More. Like I mentioned all the time, if I had a third, I'd play the third. But yeah, I was really thinking of main decking this because with these 4 slots, I was switching around cards. I was trying out Book of Moon, the Chalice, the Cosmic, and also Dark Ruler No More. I was thinking like the concept from like the Pranked deck, or that it can't really do much to an established field, so like it helps you play. But I decided not to play it just for the fact that like not everybody's gonna be like, oh, make a board you can't break, you know. Like some people play a slower deck, and that's what I wanted to focus more with this deck. So I sided. And then I side the 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, great card. And then I side 3 D Barrier. This is actually a new addition to my side deck. I had 2 Anti-Spell Fragrance, and then this was like a Twin Twisters along with the Blizzards. But I decided to put this in because it shuts down decks entirely. Like on certain decks, you just flip this up and it's like GG. You know, it's like less cards you have to deal with, like a smaller card pool you got to deal with. So it's really good. But up to you though. Like if you want to copy this list, you can change this out if you want. But I really like the concept of D barrier. And then the last card in my side deck is Imperial Order, because this card is nutty. And like I mentioned earlier, this deck could lose the spells, and then this just says a big no to your opponent. But yeah, that is my PK deck, or Phantom Knight deck, however you want to call it. This deck is very fun, very straightforward. Like, pretty much any normal summon and extender guarantees like full combo. Some of your like final boards vary depending on what cards you open up exactly. But for the most part, the combo is straightforward. Like, one card normal summon and one card extender, GG. Or not GG, but you know, you get your combo. But yeah, so this is for the Family deck, guys. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in my next video. Don't worry, I'm gonna actually bring out PK Fire, because I gotta show you guys Burning Abyss. That deck has a very soft spot in my heart. That's why I still gotta play at least the one Dante, or was he at the one Dante in this deck. But yeah, I'll show you guys my PK Fire deck that I've been working on. I really like that deck. This and the other deck are really fun to play. And yeah, see you guys in my next video. And then don't forget to look at my description if you want to hit up my boy Melvin. And see you guys in my next video. Bye.